Welcome back to Life on Wheel, where legends don't just live in museums, they come roaring back to life. And today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about muscle car revivals enthusiasts have been dreaming about for decades, the 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda. Just hearing that name sends a chill down the spine of anyone who loves raw American performance, because the original Cuda wasn't just a car, it was an attitude, a statement, and a warning to anything lining up at the traffic light next to it. Now imagine that same spirit reborn for 2026, blending classic muscle DNA with modern engineering, technology, and just enough madness to make purists smile and rivals nervous. The 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda is imagined as a bold revival that respects its heritage without being trapped by it. From the very first glance, the design feels instantly familiar yet unmistakably modern. The long hood, short rear deck, and wide, planted stance scream old-school muscle, but the surfaces are sharper, more aggressive, and sculpted by aerodynamics rather than just brute force. The front end carries a menacing presence with a wide grille inspired by the classic Barracuda face, flanked by modern LED lighting that hints at the car's retro roots while clearly living in the future. The hood bulge isn't just for show, it's a proud declaration that something powerful lives underneath, just like the original HEMI monsters of the past. Around the sides, the 2026 Cuda looks muscular without being overdone. Wide fenders hug massive wheels, giving the car a track-ready posture even when standing still. Subtle character lines flow from front to rear, catching the light and emphasizing motion, while modern aero elements like side vents and a functional rear diffuser quietly improve performance without ruining the classic silhouette. At the back, the design nods to history with a wide, horizontal stance and distinctive lighting that echoes the old Cuda taillights, reimagined with modern tech. It's the kind of design that doesn't beg for attention, it commands it. But let's be honest, no one talks about a HEMI Cuda without talking about what's under the hood. The heart of the 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda would almost certainly be a modern interpretation of the legendary HEMI V8. Think a naturally aspirated or mildly electrified HEMI engine, delivering brutal power while meeting modern emissions and efficiency standards. In this imagined 2026 form, power figures north of 500 horsepower would feel right at home, with torque that hits hard and early, pushing you back into the seat the moment you touch the throttle. This isn't about chasing numbers just for bragging rights, it's about delivering that unmistakable HEMI sound and feel that no turbocharged substitute can truly replace. Transmission options would likely cater to both modern drivers and old-school enthusiasts. A fast-shifting automatic with paddle shifters would deliver lightning-quick gear changes for maximum performance, while a proper manual option would keep the purists happy, because a car like the Cuda deserves a clutch pedal and a shifter that feels mechanical and alive. Power would be sent to the rear wheels, of course, because a Cuda that doesn't do burnouts just wouldn't be a Cuda. Advanced traction control systems would be there when you need them, but always ready to step back and let the driver take full control. Underneath the aggressive body, the 2026 HEMI Cuda would ride on a modern performance platform designed to handle both straight-line brutality and confident cornering. Adaptive suspension would allow the car to switch personalities at the push of a button, comfortable enough for cruising yet stiff and responsive when the road opens up or the track calls. Massive brakes with multi-piston calipers would ensure that all that power can be brought to a stop safely and repeatedly, while modern tires provide levels of grip that classic muscle cars could only dream of. Step inside the 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda, and you'd find a cabin that balances nostalgia with modern comfort. The dashboard design would likely feature a driver-focused layout, with subtle retro cues like classic gauge shapes blended into a fully digital instrument cluster. High-quality materials, from leather to Alcantara and brushed metal accents, would remind you that this is a premium performance machine, not just a straight-line toy. The steering wheel would feel thick and purposeful in your hands, and the seats would offer serious bolstering to keep you planted during hard driving without sacrificing long-distance comfort. Technology would be present, but not overwhelming. A modern infotainment system with a large touchscreen would handle navigation, media, and connectivity, supporting smartphone integration while still allowing physical buttons for key functions, because real drivers don't want to dig through menus at 100 km/h. Driver assistance features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and emergency braking would be included to meet modern expectations, but always designed to stay out of the way when you want to enjoy the raw driving experience. What truly makes the 2026 HEMI Cuda special isn't just the specs or the design, it's what the car represents. In a world rapidly moving toward electric and autonomous vehicles, a modern Cuda would stand as a defiant celebration of internal combustion, sound, and driver engagement. It would remind us why muscle cars became legends in the first place, not because they were perfect, but because they were emotional, loud, and unapologetic. This car wouldn't try to be everything to everyone, it would exist for those who still believe driving should make your heart race. For collectors and enthusiasts, the 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda would likely become an instant icon. Limited production numbers, special editions, and performance packages could make it one of the most desirable modern muscle cars on the market. For younger fans, it would be a bridge between generations, introducing the Cuda name to a new audience while honoring the legacy that made it famous. And for longtime muscle car lovers, it would feel like welcoming back an old friend who's been away for far too long, returning stronger, sharper, and more thrilling than ever. At the end of the day, the idea of a 2026 Plymouth HEMI Cuda isn't just about a car, it's about passion. It's about the roar of a V8, the smell of burned rubber, and the simple joy of a machine built to excite the driver above all else. If Plymouth were ever to bring the Cuda back in this form, it wouldn't just be a comeback, it would be a statement that the soul of American muscle is still alive and kicking. And here on Life on Wheel, that's exactly the kind of story we love to tell, because some legends never fade, they just wait for the right moment to return.